Good evening, everyone. My name is Tanya Brinkley. I am the Deputy Director of Human Resources. Thank you for joining me this evening. I am pleased to start the third annual Employee Recognition Program. For those of you who attended last year, our Director, Quentin Herbert, cannot join us this evening, so we'll be not having any corny jokes. Okay, just to put that there. Okay. I just want to take a second to thank Mayor Scott and CAO Leach for continuing in their commitment to this program, right? It's great to have a platform where we recognize employees and we celebrate them once a year. So thank you. Okay. At this time, I invite the Honorable Mayor Brandon Scott up to give us our welcoming address and start the program.
Thank you, Ms. Brinkley. It's funny that she said that Director Herbert's not here tonight. He actually texted me and told me he brought an improv thing off Groupon, so he's trying to learn how to tell jokes. So we'll see if he's here next year with better jokes. Two people that you don't want telling jokes, Director Herbert and Director Carter from VSID, you know, and neither one of them run if they're telling you a joke. But good evening to Baltimore's best, and I'll be quick before we get to the real reason why we're here tonight, which is each and every one of you. I just want to quickly say to every one of you, thank you. Thank you for serving the city of Baltimore, because everything that we accomplish in the city on behalf of our residents is because of you and your hard work. There are often a few items that get all the attention in our city, public safety, whatever bill is being fought over in City Hall, whoever's water bill is messed up, big development deals. We know a little bit about that right now. But there are countless things that the residents of Baltimore depend on and that you all do on a daily basis that goes so often without recognition. And we want to let you all know that we see you and that fanfare is from us in our hearts each and every day. Every single city employee pours their heart into their work every day. Every team and every individual who we honor tonight is a reflection of our collective commitment to service in their own individual way. And it was a tough decision to choose amongst so many for the single submission. This is the third annual, as you heard, award event that we've held. And this year, each year, I'm so overwhelmingly impressed with the work, but also how you all talk about your coworkers when you're submitting them to be honored. Everyone who was considered deserves a round of applause for their hard work, and everyone in this room. So let's do that. And we want to thank Ms. Brinkley, Director Herbert, and the team at DHR for putting this on again. Let's give them a big round of applause, even though the director couldn't be with us tonight. Thank you all, and now we'll get to it.
So before we get started with the recognition portion, I want to make sure that we understand the process that got us here, right? All agencies throughout the city of Baltimore were asked to submit nominees for consideration in each of the following categories: executive, supervisor, employee, and team of the year. Nominees were those who worked tirelessly to advance the city of Baltimore for employees, residents, visitors, businesses, and include a recommendation from those who work with them closely. A diverse set of scores had the difficult task of deliberating and voting for awardees. The scoring committee included representation from Mayor Scott's administration, the Office of the Labor Commissioner, our union presidents, previous honorees, Lindinsky Award recipients, and the agency heads. As we recognize these individuals, we will be sharing some of the sentiments of customers, employees, managers, and peers, expressing the characteristics and recent achievements that were included in the nomination. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay. We would like to start our program with first acknowledging our Executive of the Year nominee. This award is presented to those employees serving in executive levels of leadership, such as Deputy Chief Administrator, Deputy Mayors, and agency heads. These leaders are identified as champions of change, driven by the mission and visions of Baltimore City, possesses the most integrity, and have a commitment to bettering our city and contributing to improvement of operations in their agency. 11 agencies submitted an individual for consideration of Executive of the Year. Tonight, we recognize those nominees. Please direct your attention to the screen. Will the nominees please stand? Thank you. Thank you, leaders. Your contribution to your agency is commendable and appreciated. We are thankful to have you as part of the team that leads the city of Baltimore. Thank you. Okay. Tonight, we're going to honor 2 executives who received the most support from their colleagues and who are held in the highest esteem for the excellence that they do for a calling of public service. Our first 2024 Executive of the Year is City Solicitor Ebony Thompson. Since joining the law department in 2022, Ebony has served as Deputy Solicitor and Acting Solicitor prior to her confirmation in January 2024. Ms. Thompson has helped advance Mayor Scott's legislative agenda in the Maryland General Assembly. She has negotiated numerous high-profile settlements for the city. As a true collaborator, Ebony has partnered with the Department of Housing and Community Development, Circuit Court of Baltimore City, and the Baltimore City Council to make meaningful advancements in addressing the city's vacant housing issues. Please join me in congratulating our first 2024 Executive of the Year, Ebony Thompson. Our second 2024 Executive of the Year is Mrs. Catalina Rodriguez-Lina, Director of the Mayor Office of Immigrant Affairs. Director Rodriguez-Lima is recognized for creating a welcoming and engaging environment for refugees and immigrant communities. As the founding director of the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs in 2014, Director Rodriguez-Lima led the efforts to make the Office of Immigrant Affairs a permanent office. She succeeded in 2024. Additionally, when the tragedy struck in March 2024, Catalina and her team created the Key Bridge Emergency Response Fund to aid the families who lost loved ones in the collapse of the Key Bridge. Please join me in congratulating our second Executive of the Year, Catalina Rodriguez-Lima. For our Supervisor of the Year category, we not only asked the nominee supervisors to support their nominations, we wanted to hear from those who reported to the supervisor. The agencies were invited to nominate people leaders that, in addition to providing great leadership, exhibited high levels of productivity, consistent quality work, efficiency, approachability, tact, and accountability. I would like to direct your attention to the screen to see the 16 nominees in the Supervisor of the Year category. Will those nominees please stand? It is leaders like you that help to retain good employees, creating a work environment that fosters collaboration, productivity, and professional development. Strong leaders build up those around them, and that is just what you have done and continue to do. We have the fortune to have you as members of the City of Baltimore's management team. Thank you. Supervisor of the Year, first honorable mention. I now present our first honorable mention for 2024 Supervisor of the Year, Mr. Antoine Bird, Chief of Disposal Services for the Department of Public Works. Antoine joined DPW in March 2023, in which he made an immediate impact. Mr. Byrd has created a culture of openness and transparency. With his team, he leads by example, he supports professional development, he also demonstrates a commitment to compliance and safety. Please join me in recognizing Mr. Antoine Byrd. Our second honorable mention for Supervisor of the Year is Tania Redrick, Director of 911 Communications for the City Fire Department. Ms. Reddick is the type of supervisor we all aspire to work for. She is supportive, compassionate, efficient, and effective. In her recommendation letter, it states, overseeing an operation of over 100 individuals, Tania is a staunch advocate for diversity and inclusion. Under her supervision, the 911 communication team has flourished, delivering innovative solutions while providing outstanding support to our firefighters and staff. Please join me in recognizing Ms. Tania Reddick. Now we're going to announce our Supervisor of the Year. Our Supervisor of the Year is Mr. Gary Gilkey, Chief Labor of Employment Practice Group, Baltimore City Department of Law. Gary has been with the city for over 24 years. Gary is the first call for the solicitor, as well as the mayor's office when there is a labor and employment-related matter. While Gary handles a multitude of complex and sensitive employee issues, he has also grown into a highly effective supervisor with the law department. These are the hallmarks of a great leader. Please join me in congratulating Gary Gilkey, Supervisor of the Year. Accepting the award this evening on Gary's behalf is Ms. Lisa Settles. Okay, now we will have the Employee of the Year nominees. We would like to shift our focus now to acknowledging our Employee of the Year nominees. Allow me to direct you to the screen once again. We have 17 employees who were nominated for the category of Employee of the Year. Nominees, please stand for a well-deserved round of applause. Our first honorable mention Employee of the Year is Ms. Myrna Milburn. Ms. Milburn has proudly served the city for over 40 years. In her role as operations assistant in the Baltimore Police Department. From her supervisor, the words were, she has been with the agency through many storms and has remained loyal, positive, and works with the same intensity. There is nothing that you ask of her that she will not complete with willingness and to the best of her abilities. Please join me in recognizing Myrna Milburn. Our second honoree mention of Employee of the Year is Hillary Ruley, Deputy Chief of the Legal and Advice and Opinions Practice Group in the Department of Law. Throughout the course of Hillary's 16-year tenure with the city, she has continued to make a lasting impact. If there's a question about the Maryland Public Information Act, look no further than Ms. Ruley for guidance. As shared by Solicitor Thompson, Ms. Ruley is sought-after presenter to a range of city and state officials. She can be relied upon for encyclopedic knowledge of case law, a deep understanding of both city and state politics, and an unmatched ability to quickly and concisely explain complicated legal matters to both legal and non-legal audience. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Hillary Ruley. Now, can I have a drum roll? Okay. Drum roll? Okay. And now I would like to introduce you to the Employee of the Year, Mr. Charles Duffy. Mr. Duffy has proudly served the city for more than 15 years. In the last year, Charles has been instrumental in the development and success of the new dock master position. Okay. Union contacts have constantly praised him for his efforts to keep the space clean and organized, as well as jumping in to help customers without being asked for assistance. As shared by the Director of Operations, there is no one I would rather have make a direct impress on the local community as the representative of our organization and the City of Baltimore. Please join me in congratulating Employee of the Year, Mr. Charles Duffy. Okay. We all know that there's no I in team. That is a sentiment that rings true here in the city of Baltimore. We are a team, we collaborate, we share, we discuss, and we achieve. This award for the Team of the Year is truly centered around our teams that focus on our efforts of the city priorities. Okay. Please join me as you look at the display screen for our Team of the Year nominees. Will you please stand, a representative from each team? Thank you so much for your dedication and collaboration as a team member. So the Team of the Year first honorable mention, the Office of Broadband and Digital Equity and the Office of Information and Technology. This 13-member team continues to work to close the digital divide in Baltimore. In 2024, this team activated a new public Wi-Fi network in nearly 50 neighborhoods. This team also secured a grant through the State of Maryland Office of Statewide Broadband and was awarded 50,000 Chromebooks. So far, over 30,000 of these devices have been provided to low-income households in the city. Please join me in recognizing the Office of Broadband and Digital Equity as one of our honorable mentions for Team of the Year. Our second honorable mention Team of the Year. Our second honorable mention Team of the Year is the Mayor's Office of Employment Development Senior Leadership Team. This group of 7 employees increased the number of city youth offered positions through the Youth Work Program by 26%. They also increased the number of participating employers by 25% and has launched a year-round youth work program with over 200 youth participating. This team also led the Port Business Wage Subsidy Program, granting a total of $1 million in wages to support employees affected by the Key Bridge collapse. Please join me in recognizing the MOED Senior Leadership Team. No, we got got one more, ready? Okay. Last but certainly not least, the team of the year. The weekly recycling implementation team. A group of 12 individuals representing the Department of General Services and the Department of Public Works. This special group worked to restore weekly recycling schedules to the city. They also leveraged ARPA funds to secure 20 load packers and significantly enhance the fleet capability. This initiative not only modernized the city's load packer fleet, but also reinforced DGS' commitment to supporting DPW in all its efforts to serve the residents of Baltimore City. Please join me in recognizing the 12 individuals in the weekly recycling implementation team. One more round of applause for all of our 2024 nominees and honorees. This concludes our formal program this evening. On behalf of the entire city of Baltimore, thank you for celebrating our outstanding employees with us. Okay. Before leaving, we asked all the nominees to join us at the step and repeat for a group photo. Thank you.